Throughout the first week of this basho, I have shown that I, Takayasu, am not only the preeminent Ozeki, but also your next Yokozuna. In my long career, I have always preferred to speak softly and carry a big mawashi, but I am afraid that I can no longer do so after the words of my opponent Goeido. Goeido uses his one career Yusho to excuse his otherwise completely unremarkable run as an Ozeki, even going so far as to compare himself to current Yokozuna Kisano Sato. Ozeki, I served with Kisano Sato. I know Kisano Sato. Kisano Sato is a friend of mine. Ozeki, you are no Kisano Sato. I'm your next Yokozuna Takayasu, and I approve this message.
Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans.
Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Oh, yeah. All right, sorry.
Get the hell out of here.
You're done.
I'm feeling the energy. Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Ryan.
This is Jake.
And this is Mac.
And that's Fleric dropping the beat over there.
Are we going to go somewhere with this? Or
I don't know. I thought about jumping in with a rap, but I really don't feel comfortable with my ability to do that. I was going to read the Bonsuke standings as a rap, but that was not going to happen.
Just
Fleric.
in case this is the take that we actually use.
Oh, it 100% is.
Then I don't want to have anything to do with this.
All right, so the leaders in this Yusho race at 7-0. We got Takuryu, Hakuho, Takayasu, and Hokuto Fuji. All right, that's enough of that. I think we completely destroyed all reputation that I might
And
have
our
gained.
followers went from 474 down to 1.
Word.
Jesus
and that is me.
Christ.
Yes.
Even Ryan's wife left.
I love it. Would he be a DJ or is he a rapper? Ryan.
MC Ryan.
MC Ryan. There we
Yeah.
go. I love it. I love the beats. I love the drop.
Yep.
Continue on.
We just need an album cover picture that compares to Takanohana with his jacket from last winter.
I might have just a picture for
I
you.
want scarves.
We
I want
got-
scarves on the album.
We
cover.
got some good pictures from Mac's wedding that we can use for that. But let's move on to the Yusho race.
Christ.
This is the
Well, you want me to sing?
no,
Oh, okay.
dear Lord, no. We've had enough of that. This is the Midway episode for the Aki 2018. We are through day 7. And as I mentioned earlier in my stellar rap, at 7-0, we have co-leaders Kakuryu, Hakuho, Takayasu, and my boy Hokuto Mount Fuji. At 6-1, right behind them, we've got Kisei no Sato,
He is
First
completely
Week Goeido,
discombobulated.
Mitakayumi, and Ryuden. So what do you guys think about the top of the Bonsuke so far?
I am still devastated from how
Right.
we've opened this episode. I'm going to need a little while.
Yeah. I guess I'm happily surprised. Like pretty much everyone's kind of bringing it. All the good, like all the Yokozuna and Ozeki, who we thought like some were kind of iffy, like we didn't know what's going to happen, but they've kind of brought it. They've been able to get some solid wins against people, especially Kisano Sato. I would say that much. You guys all
Yes.
doubted him. 6-1. That's in the Yusho race.
Whoa, hey, hold on. Hold on.
I guess I was excluding you, Mac.
Okay, thank you.
I was actually pointing at people at this time.
That's just okay. I should have noticed
Jake
that.
and Ryan did not believe in Kisano Sato.
Oh, yeah.
That is correct.
And I'm still
you
not
should
sure
feel
I
a
do.
great shame.
I'm still not sure I do.
We'll get to Kisano Sato in a little bit. Just a couple of quick injury updates. We've had Kyoku Taisei pull out. He's Kyujo. He had meniscus damage to both knees. Expected recovery time is 1 month, but apparently he might come back. So I don't know how long he thinks 1 month is, but
Time has no meaning
Yeah.
in the dojo.
hopefully he takes his doctor's advice and stays out. That would knock him down to Juryo, I believe. He's in the teens.
Yeah, he's at Megashiro 11 right now.
Like I said, the teens.
Yeah, 1 teen.
Yes. This one hurts. Yutaka Yama, he got a elbow injury in his match against Kisei no Sato. A great match. He fought very well in that one. But it does sound like he should be coming back tomorrow to face off against Hakuho. So that's a hell of a welcome back, kiddo.
Just real quick note on Yutakayama, because we probably won't get to him later. He put up some amazing matches.
Yes.
And just like the last time that he was up in this range, he has had an extremely impressive 0-win campaign.
Yes.
But yeah, I just wanted to note that because he's probably not somebody we'll spend much time on.
Reminiscent of a couple guys that we've seen do that before. Takara Fuji has had similar bashos where this has happened. Even Chio Tairyu's had a couple where it's like he's just missing it just by a little bit. So it's not uncommon, but it hurts to see all the same.
And then literally adding injury to insult there. And
Yes,
now
literally.
he's hurt.
Yeah, exactly. But but unlike, I guess, Takara Fuji, I know he's kind of older. We keep on saying that Yutakayama is definitely one of the young guns who has, I think, a lot of promise. Mm-hmm. He just kind of needs to get a little bit more experience to get, and a little bit more luck. These are best of ones to just kind of get those matches and get some wins.
Yeah, I was definitely expecting a lot out of Yutakayama. Maybe we'll see that in the second half. He's got a big opportunity against Hakuho on day 8 if he does indeed come back. So
I will say, after he got, I guess he was kind of in pain. I guess he's kind of feeling a little bit better. But I was going to say his match versus Kakuryu looked pretty one-sided.
Yeah,
and so
that was the day after the Kisei match, right?
Exactly. He got injured in the, I believe, day 3 against Kiseno Sato.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's feeling enough better to put up a better fight than that.
For a guy that we said we weren't going to spend a lot of time on, that was a good couple minutes. But moving on to the next injury, somebody who hasn't pulled out but maybe should think about it, Aoyama. He clearly injured his ankle on day 4 versus Hokuto Fuji. He's decided to stick it out so far, but really haven't been seeing too many good results out of that. But let's move on to some of the greater stories, and I don't think there is any greater story of this basho than, I would say, the surprising performance of Kiseno Sato so far. He is 6-1. All of his matches have been entertaining. What do you guys think about Kiseno Sato so far? And before we do that, just want to set sorry. We're going to do a little bit something different here. We're going to set an over-under for each of our discussion points. So do you guys think, currently at 6-1, does Kiseno Sato get over or under 10 wins this basho?
I'll go over.
I guess I'll go over, but I don't think he'll win.
I think he's going to go over for sure. I'm still hoping for that win.
All right, and so, you can discuss why.
No, we're good.
No,
Okay.
we're okay.
Next.
I think it will be tough because, all of his matches have been, exciting and good, but that's because they've been really close.
Yes.
And so that kind of makes me and they've all been, the Megashira, kind of low rankers. Once he gets up to, the Sanyaki or the high rankers, it's going to be really iffy whether or not he can pull out those wins.
Yeah, and Kiseno Sato has given up the Lone Keen Boshi.
Kimboshi.
Yeah, I don't
Just
know
a
why
brain
I
fart there?
suddenly blanked on that. Yeah, the Lone Keen Boshi to Chio Tairyu. That one was not a close match.
No.
He got blown up immediately by Chio Tairyu.
He got turned around, yeah.
Yeah.
And Flair made the point that I was going to mention too. It's not that he's not doing well. I mean, he's still beating guys who are some of the best in the entire world at this, but he's doing it in ways that are exciting because they are competitive, because he is at this, not at the same level, but he's he's not orders of magnitude above these Megashira the way that Kakuryu and Hakuho have been looking at some points. And I think that's the reason I'm really hesitant. 10 wins. He only needs 4 more to get there from day 7 here, so I think that he'll probably get to 10. But his degree of difficulty is going to be increasing as it goes, as he has to face the higher ranked guys.
But I have faith. I have faith that he's going to do it. It's been really entertaining to see him perform. It's excellent to see him back to Yokozuna standards. I think we're going to see an excellent second half Kiseno Sato.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. By my count, he has 5 Sanyaku who are going to give him a tough bout. We have Kakuryu, Hakuho, we have Goeido, Tochi. I'll put Tochinoshin in there. Mitaki Yumi. So those are 5 people, I think. And he can't. How many? I guess he only lose 3 of those in order to get to.
If he wants to get 10 wins,
10.
He has to lose 5 more.
Yeah,
to not get to 10.
He can go 4-4.
He can go 4-4 the rest
4.
of the way out.
And important to note, I think you skipped over it properly, but Takayasu will not be somebody that he faces because they are in the same stable and therefore would only ever face each other if they tied and had to go to a playoff.
Which is a little upsetting. You'd like to see 2 guys this highly ranked go after each other in each
for
basho.
sure.
But I understand that's the rules are in the same stable, so they don't.
Yeah,
fight each other.
and that's to make sure that there's nothing sketchy going on, that one guy isn't giving the other guy a win.
And so I guess to close it up is he has to win some clutch matches against people who are looking really good. It's going to be tough, but I guess ultimately I've placed my bet that I think he's going to do well. So I'm going to say he goes over. I'm going to say he at least gets 10. So it's kind of not over under, but
We should
I'm
make it
going
like
with Spirit.
10.5 or something next time we do this.
Yeah,
I thought about it,
because
but
technically it's the 10 that's the double digit. What he's going for.
you're right. Technically, 10 is double digits.
Yeah, I guess
But that's the what he's set for himself, right?
exactly.
Yes.
He kind of said like he wants to get they kind of people have called it a Yokozuna Kachikoshi, which is pretty much a double digit win.
Makes sense.
So I think that's kind of his goal here. Although he's in the Yusho race, I bet he would love a Yusho.
Yeah,
So I think, but I think he would be really happy with that for coming back.
yeah.
But Yusho isn't like the only standard that he's facing, I guess, is what we're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I would personally, I'm going to avoid the wussy way out and pushing at 10 wins, although that's personally what I see. I'll go over.
Oh, shut up.
I'll go over. I'll say he's impressed me with, I think he'll get to the 11 wins. I think he can beat Tochinoshin. Unfortunately, right now, he's also dealing with his own injury. Hasn't looked the same. I think he can beat second week Goedo. No problem. And then he'll probably get one more surprise win in there. Something I've noticed about Kiseno Sato is he's very, very difficult to finish off. And that's something I noticed back when he was in his prime winning a couple of Yushos, is that you can push him towards the edge, but it takes quite a bit to throw him down or knock him out. And he's been able to keep that with him throughout the injury.
Yeah, and I would compare him to Ichinojo there. I would contrast him to Ichinojo.
Okay, I was about to say, hold on there.
Poor choice of words. But Ichinojo, when he gets to the edge, also, one of the biggest guys, of course, Ichinojo and Kiseno Sato, when they get to the edge, they behave very differently.
Mm-hmm.
Kiseno Sato never gives up at the edge. Ichinojo's had...
Gives up while still in the dohyo.
Right,
Yes,
right. Like
as we saw.
Depending on the day, I think they flip a coin, and which Ichinojo twin comes out is kind of what they decide. Is it the one who's good at sumo or the one who's okay at it?
Yeah.
And but either way, like Kiseno Sato, he keeps his weight low. He keeps his feet under him in the right spot so that he doesn't get pushed out at the
His
edge.
center of gravity low. His weight is quite high.
Good point.
Yeah, that's one thing about him is actually he is quite tall, and like so his center of gravity is very. That's one thing they kind of actually describe Kiseno Sato is because he's so tall. That's kind of one of his weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one thing he has overcome as being a very long rikishi.
Do you think the slight elevation of the Tawara on the edge can give the rikishi that is facing away from it a slight advantage in
A
pushing
tremendous
back
one.
toward
Yeah,
it?
for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's it. It keeps the match more likely to continue by giving the bonus to the defender, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because it means that even if you push a guy back all the way across the ring, like Kiseno Sato has had happen to him a few times, his technique and his ring awareness allows him to turn that around just because of his experience and his knowledge of what to do at the edge.
But I think it's almost a double-edged sword where if you know what you're doing on the edge of the ring on the Tawara, that can really help you or it can hinder you at the same time. You can either have that sudden shock of panic, like, oh, crap, I'm at the edge of the ring, what am I going to do? Or, yes, I have a little bit more leverage, I can push a little higher, go a little lower. It's really interesting to see a lot of these rikishi in their different techniques.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the edge game. Like once it gets to the edge, it can totally change the match. What's going on?
Yeah. One last thing I want to say about Kiseno Sato is because he's kind of known for having a really good left-hand grip, and just once he gets his left-hand grip on the Mawashi, he can just kind of dominate and just win from there. We've seen different ways of winning other than that. That's one thing I've been kind of really impressed with. I think there have been like 2 matches where he got a left-hand grip and he just won from there. But we've seen some kind of we've seen the Watanage throws. We've seen some kind of good footwork and just kind of staying in.
We've seen Chiyo no Kuni accidentally step out before throwing Kiseno Sato.
We saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to say I've been impressed with the different kind of techniques he's used to win. So I think that's one thing he's probably been working on his time off is like I can no longer rely on this left-hand grip to just give me wins. I have to work on some other stuff.
It was cool. I specifically took a note on my own thing on my own notes. There was a day where he was having a great match. I'm trying to find which one it was. I think it was against Kaisei.
Takayama? Oh, okay.
It was against Kaisei, and like it was a great belt match, except as soon as Kaisei did get his good grip, then it was just over.
Yeah.
Like he got the grip that he wanted and just decided the match is done now.
Yep. So we're going to move on, and as we alluded to earlier, all of the Ozeki and Yokozuna are looking very good. Hakuho, Kakuryu, both undefeated at 7-0. Kiseno Sato, as we just discussed in depth, is 6-1. Takayasu, also 7-0. Kind of surprising, because I think we all expected him to be fighting injuries. Goeido, looking very good, 6-1 after losing to Kaisei on day one.
What was that again? How's Guido looking?
He's looking like first week Goeido.
All right.
I can't deny that. He's looking very good so far. And Tochinoshin is looking shaky, but still 5-2. So he is 3 away from his regaining his Ozeki status without being Kadoban.
He'll do it.
So want to discuss all of these guys in the upper ranks looking good, and I just want to ask, over under 5 of these guys with 11 or more wins in this Basho.
I would say under.
I would also agree under.
Say, 5 or more wins? Is Basho?
5 of these guys, over under 5 of these guys with 11 or more wins.
Oh, under, yeah. Once they start facing each other, I think people are going to drop down.
Who do you guys think are going to get to the 10-win mark and no more?
I think that the Yokozuna will all 3 get there based on their showing so far. And Takayasu, I think, is looking the best out of the others. The other guys that are up near the top of the standings are guys that we know struggle in week 2, like Goeido and Matakayumi.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the 3 Yokozuna and Takayasu are the ones that are going to get to 11, give or take.
I'd agree with that as well.
So out of these guys that are at the top, Takayasu, Kakuryu, Hakuho, who has impressed you the most?
I think the person who's been looking the best has honestly been Kakuryu.
I'd agree with that.
We've seen some...
Apologize. Jake's dog Bubbles is snoring very loudly behind us.
I'm not sure that
adorable.
I'm not sure any of it's going to get picked up on the
No.
mics, but we can certainly hear it in this
Yes,
room.
it is quite
Adorable.
distracting.
Yeah.
Bubbles.
Oh, she's out.
No,
She's
she
real
just
out.
woke up. She just woke up.
Oh, that a girl. We'll just keep waking her up periodically.
Yeah.
There we go. Problem
Carolyn,
solved.
just keep poking Bubbles in the chest so she doesn't fall completely asleep. Mac's wife,
No,
Carolyn,
that's
is
petting
joining
it.
us on the couch behind us.
Hi, wife.
Yell hi, Carolyn. Yeah.
No one heard that. Anyways,
What do we got next?
yeah. So no, go on with my point of like all the other Yokozuna have kind of had moments of looking shaky. Kiseno Sato, I would say the most because every match has been kind of exciting. Why I'm kind of loving those matches. But obviously it's not looking like really solid sumo that's really dominating. Hakuho has had moments of just dominating sumo, but he's also had moments of weakness. One time he got turned around, I think, in one of his matches, and the other one he had
Takakeisho.
Yeah.
Takakeisho. Yeah.
Takakeisho had him dead to rights, but couldn't recover in time to push Hakuho out of the ring because Hakuho had his back to Takakeisho, which usually is a death sentence. But
Yeah.
combination of Hakuho just being super fast and Takakeisho not being quick enough to capitalize on it.
Hakuho is just so quick.
He is. It really. I think it really is more of Hakuho just being so fast than
Yeah.
the other guy being slow.
It's probably one of his underrated qualities
Yeah.
of just able to move around the ring really fast.
Yeah, but I did thoroughly enjoy that match, especially after Takakeisho kind of came back to try to charge at Hakuho after he had him dead to rights and just kind of like fell at his leg, and then Hakuho just with that wily smile on his face, like, how did I get away with this?
That was
huge
that was an
smile. I loved
awesome smile.
Yeah, that was really cool. It looked like Takakeisho, like midair, as he saw that Hakuho recovered much faster than he thought that he did. He kind of adjusted, and I saw that he was going for like a leg grab. He's going to go for like a more Western wrestling style takedown, and I mean he was midair, so of course he couldn't make the full adjustment. But I thought it was cool that he didn't give up until he hit the ground.
Are you talking about the one where they're both being thrown out and he kind of adjusted himself?
No, Takakeisho versus Hakuho.
Oh, okay.
No.
That was the
Hakuho.
Shodai one I think you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
kind of thinking of that.
Because that was initially called Shodai, and then Mono E, they overturned it to Hakuho.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have some opinions about that match if we want to talk about that one.
Ooh.
I guess,
go ahead.
I guess
Opinions.
I guess the opinions
Do
are
it.
more so just kind of like I'm really. That made me think like Hakuho is so good at sumo. I've seen so many people when they get thrown.
Not the 40U show or
He's a
like all the
Yokozuna, man.
career wins records he's setting.
I get
Yeah,
it though. I mean, it's
that's
like
pretty
there's
impressive.
moments. There's like
Yeah.
those moments where it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's still
Yeah, one of the moments this Basho is when he had such quick. He got turned around, but he was able to recover and like just move it to the side. This other one, when he was being thrown, he didn't give up. He moved up his arm, so wasn't going to hit first, and he also was still doing like a sumo throw at the exact same time. That is just those tiny details that get you those wins on those really close matches, and that's what gets you 40 Ushos.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that match.
All right, another guy that's looking really good so far is Mitake Yumi. He is on his Ozeki run and looking good so far. 6-1. Only loss is to Goedo. So I'll put it to you guys. Over under 10.5 wins for Mitake Yumi.
Where'd the half come from?
Well, just so you guys couldn't be wussies and push at 10.
Okay, over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say
It's very
over.
common in gambling, Mac. Do you not throw your money away?
Throw your money away. Come on.
Ryan, I don't have a problem with gambling. How about
Yeah.
you?
I don't have an issue with gambling.
Fantastic.
I just
Moving
know
on.
about it.
All right, well, those two fight. I'm going to say over because there are exactly 4 guys that I think he's going to lose to that he has a shot against, but that he still hasn't faced yet. That would be the 3 Yokozuna and Takayasu. Those are the only guys ranked above him that he hasn't faced. And I think that he's
As long as he
likely,
gets one of those wins.
if he gets one of those, well, no, he doesn't actually have to get any of those. Or, he has to get one of those to get to 11.
Yes.
And I think that he's going to get at least one of those 4 shots. And I think it's probably going to be Kisano Sato, just because we've seen he is not 100%. He's still obviously very, very good, but he's not at 100% Yusho 2017 kind
we'll
of
see
material.
how he looks against the top guys.
Yep.
My heart tells me who he's going to be under, but he's actually been really impressing me on this. But I guess Kakuryu, Hakuho, Kisei, and Takayasu, he has to be one of those.
He has to beat one of those and everybody else that he faces. He should be facing some rank and filers in the upcoming week.
He has already faced the other Sekiwaki in both Komusubi so far.
That's also assuming that he doesn't drop some to rank and filer.
Exactly, yeah.
And I guess I'm going to still stick to my guns and say under, because I guess winning all those matches he's supposed to win, he doesn't have the history to do that, so I'm not convinced he will.
I think he'll get 2 of them. I don't know which 2 he's going to get. I'm thinking that he might pull something with Hakuho and maybe something against Takayasu. I
Are you
think.
saying 2 of those 4 hard matchups?
Yep, 2 of the 4 hard matchups I think he's going to get. And I think he's not going to have any problem with the other rank and filers.
I think he gets one of those 4 hard matches. I think he can overpower Kisei no Sato, knock him out, but I will also say under. I think he gets 10 wins. I think we've seen it. I mean, second week Mitake Yumi is almost as prevalent as second week Goedo. The only time we didn't see it is when he didn't have the healthy guys above him to challenge him. That's when he's got the Yusho last time. So he has a history of crumbling in the second week. So I'm going to say that he drops a couple of those to the rank and filers. I still think he beats Kisei, but I think 10 wins falling just short of that Ozeki mark.
I think it'd be interesting for us to look back at Mitake Yumi's records for, the second week Mitake Yumi meme. Because, I wonder how many of those are actually, against the rank and filers. Because, obviously, in the second week, he's going to be having the higher difficulty matches. But I'd be curious, the non-high difficulty matches in the second week, if those are any different. Because, I mean, if he takes 3 straight losses to 3 Yokozuna, that's going to hurt his morale. So, yeah, maybe he does lose more matches to Megashira in that range. But that'd be interesting to take a look at.
Yeah, we can look into that and come back to that on the review episode next week.
When he wins the Yusho or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we can laugh at you.
That would be
And
pretty cool.
Everybody else who said he wasn't going to get it.
It should be said that the magic number is 11 for the Ozeki.
Yes.
That's why we set it at 10.5.
Ooh.
That gets him the 33.
That gets him
That'll
the
do
33. So that'll be whether or not he gets it. We'll have to look out for Mitake Yumi on that.
All right. And the last guy in the top 2 ranks that we haven't gone into too much is Tochinoshin, and we're going to set the over-under at 7.5 wins. That gets him not regains, but ensures that he keeps his Ozeki status. So what do you guys think?
Renews his Ozeki status?
Sure.
There we go.
It gets him out of the danger zone.
It makes it so that he is no longer in danger of not being what he currently is.
Could we
which is
discuss this more and more awkwardly?
I was
that.
working on it. Hey, Mac, over under 7.5 wins for Tochinoshin.
Over. I'm having faith. He's got this.
I agree too. He's at 5-2.
5-2.
5-2. He can get to 3 more wins. Over.
I say over, but it's going to be pretty tight because he does also still have some of the hard matchups
He has 5 difficult. No, he hasn't gone up against Goedo yet, has he?
to go. Goedo is his day 8 matchup that has not happened yet.
He
as
still
of
has
this recording.
Goedo, Takayasu, and then the 3 Yokozuna. So if he drops all 5 of those and wins the
That's
rest, that would be 8
exactly
and
it,
7.
yeah.
So
it's
going to
be tight because if he does have that toe injury that it seems like we've heard a little bit about, it's going to be tough to beat anybody higher than him.
Yeah, I mean he's 5-2. He's looking. He's looking good, but he's still looking a little shaky. We're not seeing him get his preferred grip all the time. But that has forced him to kind of improvise and get wins in other ways, which he's been able to do, but that has been against some of the lower guys, so we'll see if he'll be able to do the same thing. I have faith that he'll be able to get to the 8-win mark and keep his Ozeki status, but I don't know. It'll be close. This second week is going to be very, very fascinating with so many guys doing so well.
And hopefully all of them staying in.
Yes.
Hopefully they all win, even when they're facing each other.
You get a win, and you get a win.
And I'm going to give Fleric a minute or two because I said Tochinoshin was one we hadn't talked about too much, but that's not true. We've barely mentioned Kakuryu. Fleric, why don't you just rain some praise on Kakuryu for a little while?
He's looking so good. I don't know if you guys have been watching his matches. Like, people were struggling against
No, we don't watch sumo in this
No,
group.
who does
Okay.
that?
Okay, just in case. Like, Yutakiyama, like, great matches against
I've
Hakuho.
only been watching Hokuto Fuji.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. But no, like, he just keeps on doing solid sumo. Like, he always just kind of has great defense, and then he just wins. He is, of all of them, looking pretty solid. He's one of the likely people to win the U show.
Yeah, he hasn't pulled at all yet. He's been moving forward.
He's learned.
I am going to throw a little bit of brakes on this hype train here. If you combine every single person that Kakuryu has faced this Basho, 3 total wins. 3 out of all 7 guys.
I mean,
He's-
if we
well-
look the same at Hakuho, it's probably going to be very similar.
Excuse me, that's 3 wins at the time that he faced them. Let me recalculate
what are you talking about?
real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 wins out of these 7 guys. So like Kaisei has only gotten 3 wins. Takakeisho 2. Ryan, lean forward a little bit. I can't quite see the screen. There you go. Ikioi, Yatakiyama, Tamawashi have 0 wins. Chiyotairyu only has 1. Shodai at 2 and 5 was the strongest guy that he faced at the time that he faced them. I don't know. I think that it's been a very easy first week for him. But
It's been an easy first week for all of these guys.
yeah, I know, but like still, there's going to be a lot more matches in the second week that are going to tell us about how it's going to go. I guess I'm just saying that I'm not as high on Kakuryu yet because I feel like we don't have very much actual data.
I think we have plenty of data, but I will kind of say, like, Kakuryu, like, it's almost kind of like, no, I think my brain is saying Kakuryu is going to go away with the U show right now, but my heart is actually still looking at Hakuho. I have a feeling he's just going to just not lose and go all the way and win the whole thing.
He has a lot of history of just straight not losing.
Does
there
he?
is that.
And I have a feeling he is clutch enough, like, he's just going to pull through and just get all these wins. Like, yeah. That's my ultimate thought on that one. So I'll kind of derail the
save it
a little bit more.
Save it for the part where we talk about who we think's going to win.
All right,
Fleric.
I just need to talk about it a little
No,
bit.
none of that.
He's excited now.
All right, let's move on to Juryo and catch you up with the leaders down there. At 5 and 2, we have Dayamami, Terutsuyoshi, Tokushoryu, and Azumaryu. A couple of those guys have been up in Makauchi division since we've been watching. I know we've seen Dayamami and Tokushoryu up there. Not sure I've ever seen Terutsuyoshi and Azumaryu up there, but that's not to say they haven't been. We haven't been watching sumo for that long. And then behind them, we have Aminishiki, Arawashi, both guys that are mainstays in Makauchi at 4 and 3. Fleric, do you want to give a little bit of love to your boy, Arawashi?
They're pretty good.
All right. And also at 4 and 3, we have Enho and Yago. So Enho doing quite a bit better at the Juryo ranking than he did last time, already getting 4 wins, which I don't think he got to last time, or maybe that was his total.
Yeah, he definitely ended with a Makikoshi, so he ended at the bottom. I forget if he ever was up 4 to 2. The thing I want to talk about with Enho, I should say, is watching his matches are so exciting.
Agreed.
He is just like what I want Ishiro to be.
He's like the opposite of Kisa and Osato, kind of. Like, they both all have super interesting matches, but Kisa and Osato, like, he's the big guy, and like he's kind of like trying to impose his will, and then Enho's like the little guy that's got to scrape around the big guy to try to find a fancy way to throw him over.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, you had mentioned it either in the preview or in a previous episode that you really liked Enho, and at first I was like, yeah, whatever. He's another little guy. He's like Ishiura. We're going to like him just because he's a smaller guy, and you like seeing the little guys taking on the big guys. I have thoroughly been impressed. I think it was day 3, amazing.
Well, one of the
effort.
matches that Kintamiyama included at the beginning of his video.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's somebody that's had a lot of hype. I mean, I shouldn't get any credit for that. I just picked up on, like there's been a lot of discussion about him.
I mean,
from
we've
the
literally
beginning.
been following him his entire career.
Yeah, because he is obviously he showed a lot of promise, and he's one of Hakuho's proteges.
Yes.
Yeah.
For those of you that skip through, go back and watch that match.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Which day was that? Do we know off the top
Any
of the
thought
of
it
them,
was
really?
Day 3, but
There was
I
definitely
have a
one
note on
exciting
day
one.
2.
Yeah.
On day 2, Ura and Enho got exciting wins. I believe those were included.
You're ruining the Ura surprise.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
It was day 2.
Day 2,
right,
Ura
day
and
2.
Enho both had their matches included on Kintamiyama's.
And
Yeah.
day 4.
Yeah. I'm just super excited because I very much love his throws. I know Enho was like a college, I don't know if Yokozuna, but he was definitely, he did really well in his college game. And that's kind of what gave him all of his hype. And I remember, I remember hearing the story, he was training at Hakuho's stable. And he kind of asked Hakuho's, hey, should I actually go become a pro sumo because I'm so small? And I think it was Haku said, yeah, give it a shot. You can do it. And he decided to kind of just go into sumo from there, and he's doing so well from there. So I love this guy. I love good, exciting throws. So I am happy he's at 4-3.
All right, and then some of the other guys that we've been following. And look who's back in sumo. Ura! ! Thanks, Jake, for ruining it.
Yeah, I mentioned he won one match. Okay, so what else has he done so
I think
far?
people will watch
won
the
2
videos,
matches.
so they know.
Well, just in case people don't follow the lower things and they're excited that Ura's back.
Well, yeah, but we didn't spoil something for people who are... we spoiled it by like a minute because we're talking about it later.
Exactly. You ruined that minute of joy for people.
Man.
You figured it out. I'm sorry.
Also, we have Musashi Kuni at 2-1.
Whoa. Ura? Did you watch the match with him?
I've watched a couple of his matches. I didn't watch the one that he lost, but I did watch his 2 wins.
I guess I just want a second longer to say I'm super excited.
Okay.
He's looking just he's looking pretty good sumo. I know he lost one of his matches, but he's still looking like really solid sumo. I think he's going to go up the Bansuke.
He's looking like a guy that belongs in the Makuuchi division going up against a bunch of guys in the lower divisions.
Well,
Except for that one.
Except for that
Except for the one he lost.
Yeah, he's coming back from a major injury. We can't just give him all the U-shows immediately. Like I said, Musashi Kuni 2-1 in Makushita. Waka Ichiro is 1-3 at his highest rank, so hopefully he can recover and get a Kachikoshi.
I've watched his matches. It's not looking like the best sumo, unfortunately.
That's too bad.
Yeah, even his one win was one where the guy kind of stepped out while he was throwing him, but he stepped out too early.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, I wonder if he's got some sort of injury issues going on.
it's possible, yeah.
Who knows? Hoshoryu is 3-0 in his Makushita debut, and I also heard that he has a Chonmage now, so he's got the proper top knot, whereas Naya, his cohort that we're going to be comparing him to his entire career, is 2-2 in Makushita, so he already has, I think, as many losses that he had in his career up to this point. I think he'd only lost twice.
Both these guys
only.
only had just a couple losses
Yeah.
on their entire career.
So Naya's struggling a little bit in Makushita, but he still has time to get a winning record there.
They are still, of course, laughably quickly going up the rankings
Yes,
here.
exactly.
Like, just absurd that this guy who started sumo like this summer is, got a 3-0 record or even a 2-2 record in Makushita.
I do know these are both college people who did really well in the college game.
And depending on how Hoshoryu finishes up this basho and does in November, could feasibly see him in Juryo in January.
2 7-0s in Makushita would probably get him all the way through, wouldn't it?
So that might be a little bit of high hopes, but it's very possible.
It's at least on the table.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, update everybody on predictions, fantasy, fun facts, lightning round. We're going to have a social media question, then we're going to end the episode.
That does sound like our standard procedure.
Yep. Sumo does not need a Yokozuna that cannot win a Yusho. Sumo does not need a Yokozuna that will henka against greater competition. Sumo needs a Yokozuna that can dig deep, fight through injury, and continue to win against all of the odds. Sumo needs Yokozuna Tochinoshin. Despite a debilitating and crippling toe injury, Tochinoshin has fought hard to get to a 5-2 record, including getting revenge over the dastardly Tamawashi. Only Tochinoshin can fight through such horrifying injuries and still win. We've all seen what Takayasu and Goedo look like when they've tried to fight injured. They are slow, weak, uninspiring, and ultimately they are losers. I'm Tochinoshin's adorable infant daughter, and I support my daddy, Tochinoshin.
Hey, I've been ready.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. We're going to just jump right into our predictions update.
What are the stakes this time?
The stakes are you have to write a Dr. Seuss type short story if you lose, and you also have to call the winner Yokozuna, fill in the name blank.
The best part.
Yes.
Yes.
Which will be Ryan this time, as I have a dominating team. I got Kakuryu, which Flarrick's brain says will win.
Mm-hmm.
I got Hakuho for the Jun show, which
Oh, no.
Flarrick's heart says will win.
Oh, no.
And I've got my boy Hokuto Fuji 1 win away from the Kachikoshi. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
So yeah, you're looking at like maybe 2 points or so. I'm looking at almost 1.
Yeah.
No, I think this time around we all, because everybody is staying healthy, we all have a pretty solid shot at our Yusho and Jun Yusho picks. So I think this one's going to be pretty tight.
Except for Flarrick. He picked Goedo for Yusho. Oops.
Yep. So you say like there's definitely the heart, you say, and then the brain, but you have to realize when the story and the drama, it's Goedo is still in the Yusho race. Kiseno Sato is still in the Yusho race.
Technically, yes.
Yes.
I like it. I like it a
Technically.
lot.
As in, yes, those are the facts right now.
How's your special prize looking, Flarrick? Oh, no show.
No, I just want to say like my Goedo and Kiseno Sato picks. This is still Aki. They both have something to prove.
That's true.
It's gonna
Nothing
come through.
screwy has happened yet.
Wakiaki.
How's your Kachikoshi pick, Chiyoshima, who's currently 3-4 looking, Flarrick?
Yeah, he's fine. He's like 4-3, right?
3-4.
He has plenty of matches to go. There's plenty more sumo left in the game.
His Makikoshi pick is solid, though.
Yeah, Ikioe has been it's going to be close for me. Like, it's kind of hard to pick like a winner right now. I think it's very much
yeah.
up in the air.
It's so tight, and
But
we haven't had the good matches yet.
But I'm going to say I'm in the lead by a long march.
Well said.
Still holding out hope.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm doing okay, except for I picked Yutakayama to get a Kinboshi, and Aoyama to get a Kachikoshi.
Ooh.
Both of those, I think, are. I'm having serious regrets.
I'm doing okay. I'm not doing too bad. Ikioe was definitely a flop for the Kinboshi, but otherwise, Yoshikaze as Kachikoshi. Kaisei might be a little iffy on the Makikoshi, but then Mitakayumi's special prize. I'm feeling confident. I should do okay.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. The only thing that I'm not going to get a point for is Kaisei Kinboshi. I have faith in Takanoya getting the special prize. And Hakuho for the Jun Yusho is going to Hakuho all of you guys. So this is... Yeah. Now you see why
I guess what we're getting at, though, is that it's going to be a tighter race than normal, at least at this point. But yeah, obviously everything will shake out pretty quick here when all of my guys lose everything that they try to do.
Yep. And so just a quick fantasy. Actually, we don't need to talk about fantasy this time. We could just...
It's playing out pretty much like I said it
we
was going to
could
play
just
out.
move on, really.
Is that because you're in last place, Ryan?
It's not important
That would be a
in
yes.
the grand scheme of things.
So I think Mac might want to talk about fantasy.
Nah, I'm okay.
Boom. All right. Fun facts.
Mac is killing us, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, did I lie when I put the poll up? I
Mac,
said I'm going to own.
Yeah, and our listeners were right that I'm not doing great, but I am doing better than Ryan and Flarrick, so that's something. And our guest is tied with me for second place. So I think it's another one that it's going to be tight, but Mac is in the lead right now.
I might be the only person that has 2 people with 0 points so far. I am also the only person with 2 people with perfect records so far. And so once again, I will say Hakuho will Hakuhon you.
Well, you say that you are the only one with 2 people that have 0 points. You're the only one with anyone who has 0 points.
Yeah, that does not render my previous statement irrelevant.
I mean, it's right. It's just underplaying how terrible your team is.
All right, I think we can probably move on to the fun facts now.
Oh, this is fun, though.
Oh, how about Elo, Jake?
Oh, yeah, that's next. Sorry, I have too many tabs open, so I'm all confused. All right, I'm back where I'm supposed to be here. In our ELO power rankings, where 1,000 points is average and 1,100 points is about the elite, we have as our leader right now Kakuryu at 1138. That is pretty much as high as anybody has been in our rankings so far. That's absolute elite status right there. The only other guys that are above 1,100 are second place Hakuho, just 12 points behind him, 1126. We also have Mitakeumi at 1119 and Takayasu at 1115.
And Tochinoshin at
And
1107.
Tochinoshin at 1107, who I was going to say next, of course, unprompted. Kisano Sato and Goedo are both also kind of close up there, but Kisano Sato, his long absence has kind of made his ranking drift back towards the middle.
I'm actually surprised Kisei is up so far.
That he's not. Yeah, there was that correction that I had to put in between the last two Basho, so that inflated his ranking a little bit.
Okay.
Otherwise, but either way, he has gained a lot of points, almost as much as anybody. So he's in good shape. But Kisano Sato in particular, his rankings are something I got to study because long absences are, it's confusing where they should be ranked. But either way, no surprise that Kakuyu and Hakuho are in the lead there.
Yeah, and I think it's very important to point out that you said 1100 is the elite line and Goedo is below that. All right, fun facts.
The vendetta continues.
Let's wait a couple more days and see how elite he becomes.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Either way, I got two quick fun facts, and then Max got one for you here. A few of you have probably noticed that we have had a couple strange match results or rematches when the guy who touched down first was not the guy who lost the match. This is called Shinitai, or the dead body rule. In certain cases where one wrestler is dominant and is obviously doing better sumo and is going to win the match, but just happens to touch down first while his opponent is still airborne outside the ring, sometimes they will make a judgment call between the Gyoji and the rest of the judges that guy deserves the win because he did much better sumo, even though technically the other guy, or even though technically he touched the ground first or something like that.
Yeah, it seems like it's almost kind of a safety thing too, because a lot of times what they're doing is trying to catch the fall, like so they don't just like hit like first with their face or like with their elbow. So it's so I think it's good to know that's kind of part of it as well. The thing that kind of annoys me is because I personally feel it's like a little inconsistent when they call it. And so I think Jake has kind of like a conspiracy theory of like how it works and when, but that's the thing that's kind of frustrating. Sometimes they call it a first thing they're a clear cut. Oh, this guy was being thrown really hard, and so he should definitely get the loss. And there's other times where I feel like it's kind of the both kind of doing a throw against each other, but they say one other person was the one doing the throw instead. So that's my kind of problem with the.
I wouldn't call what I have a conspiracy theory. How about we call it a barely educated hypothesis, something like that. So what I've noticed, the times that they've called this, the things to watch for are usually the guy who does the throwing is the guy that they're going to call the match for, even if he touches first, if the other guy is still airborne and like all the way outside the ring. So if you go back to one of the cooler matches so far this Basho, on day one, Yoshikaze versus Chiyoshima, it's not super obvious, if I remember right, who touches the ground first, but it's obvious that Yoshikaze did an amazing throw. There's a better example. Max going through his notes to correct me here.
No, you're good. You got it.
But no, that one, it was very clear that Yoshikaze did the sumoing of that whole match. So they gave him the win.
I like the official term there.
Did the sumoing. Yes, he did the sumoing, so therefore they gave it to him. A better example was a couple days later on day 3, Mitakeumi versus Tamawashi. The very first match, I believe Mitakeumi did the sumoing, but he touched the ground first. Because his opponent was all the way out of the ring and still airborne, because Mitakeumi did the sumoing so hard, they called it a rematch, which Mitakeumi won. There was also one more. This was day 5. Asanoyama got a win that was similar. I believe he just broke his own fall to stop himself from being injured while he was sending his opponent into space. Like, clearly he did the sumoing there, and his opponent was in a completely unrecoverable position. There's no way that he was the one with the advantage. So that's something that comes up very rarely. I think in the 2 years that we've been watching, no more than like a handful of times it's happened, and I think it's kind of crazy that 2 very good examples of it happened already in this Basho, and one kind of example with that Yoshikaze match. But just coincidence, I think, but still very very interesting to me. I think that's a really cool rule that helps it so you don't get penalized for trying to stop yourself from getting injured by putting a hand down, or if you threw somebody so hard that they're like, in the second row but haven't touched the ground, you should still get awarded for that, right?
Yeah. Well, we've definitely seen a few matches where the opponent has been flung definitely out of the ring as the other's going down. So, yeah.
So, I mean, I do agree with Flerick. It's not 100% consistent, and because I don't have a ton of experience watching, this is basically just my guess. But it seems like when, you're the one doing the throwing, when your opponent is all the way outside the ring and still airborne, and you're just putting a hand down to stop yourself from getting hurt, or if you like brush the ground or something while still standing up or whatever, those seem to be like the kinds of things where that's when they call this rule. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it's not a cut and dry thing. It's kind of a judgment call. I had one more fun fact that I thought was really cool that occurred to me while we were talking in the first half of this about Zensho Yushos.
Is this a mid-episode fun fact?
That's right.
Wow, that's some dedicated research.
Yeah, well, I mean, it took all of 2 seconds to figure it out. But excuse me. So Hakuho has 13 Yushos where he has had 0 losses, called a Zensho Yusho, undefeated Yusho. The entire rest of every single wrestler who is still active right now have a total of 12 Yushos overall.
Wow.
He's
so that's like
a badass.
5 for Kakuyu, 2 for Kisei.
Kisei, Mitake Yumi, Tochinoshin,
Koto Shogiku.
Fuji,
Koto Shogoku.
and Koto Shogiku.
There you go. So that's 12. Hakuho's got 13 undefeated ones.
That's impressive.
Hakuho is pretty good at sumo, guys.
Yeah,
he
and
can
that's-
sumo.
That was the discussion where I was like, wait a second. I wonder how many of those he has.
Yeah, Hakuho is pretty good at doing the sumoing.
He is that. All right, now we got a Heya spotlight from Mac.
Yep, we've got the Oguruma stable in the Edo Ward in Tokyo. It is part of the Nishono Seki Ichiman, or group of stables that participate and practice together. It is a more modern stable. It actually was founded back in 1987 by former Ozeki Kotokaze Koki, and he's currently an elder in the Sumo Association, and often you can hear him commenting on NHK Sumo.
Oh, cool.
So he's that other voice we can hear sometimes.
Awesome.
There are currently less than 20 wrestlers associated with this Heya, but the top 3 are Yoshikaze, Yago, and Takakaze.
Hey,
Cool. So
Also-
that's pretty successful for a Heya to have 3 Sekitori at the same time, right?
Definitely. And Yoshikaze has 10 special prizes, 8 Kimboshi, and 2 Yushos behind his name. Yago, being the up-and-comer, does have 1 title to his name, 1 in Makushita. And then Takakaze has 2 prizes, 1 Kimboshi, and a Juryo Yusho.
I think it's important to note that Yoshikaze's Yushos are in lower divisions, not Makuuchi.
Well, that's not the point, though. But also, one last thing. Kaze, the Shikona Kaze, means wind or breeze.
Oh, so I imagine they got those 2 and probably other guys that have Kaze in their name.
So I would assume Yoshikaze's name, Yoshi Dinosaur. So Dinosaur Breeze?
Possibly.
Dinosaur wind.
Dinosaur Wind.
What was interesting with this one is, of the 3, who doesn't have Kaze?
Yago.
Yago.
Yago doesn't.
Maybe he's the guy that'll change the Shikona.
That's what I'm thinking. Once he gets up to Makuuchi, he will take the Shikona.
Yago Kaze.
My page isn't loading
Oh
fast
my
enough,
gosh.
but I wonder
knew
if
that
he's...
Kaze meant wind because of Naruto. Kaze Kage.
Hey, look at you.
There's a little bit of my nerd spotlight.
Your nerd is showing.
Oh,
Ryan
yeah.
is killing it.
Now your nerdiness is showing through. It hasn't happened yet. I was just checking. It looks like our website is down, this stinking database that's not all that reliable, but is super informative when it is up.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Yago is still his given name, and he just hasn't changed it because he hasn't been in sumo long enough for that yet.
There we go.
Hopefully that will load in time, but
Nah, we're fine.
all right. We're going to move on to the patent pending lightning round.
Grand Sumo Breakdown Patent Pending Lightning Round.
Sound effects. Don't ever do that again. I said don't.
All right, I apologize.
Hey, you lay off MC Ryan. He's throwing down some
Hey, I did the
mad-
backup
Yeah,
beats.
that's right, Mac.
I'm the backup guy.
All right. So besides MC Ryan, who has impressed you the most so far?
I'm going to say Kisano Sato. It's great to see him come back. I love watching his matches. All of them have been exciting, and I'm glad he took the time off to heal, and I'm glad he's actually performing to the level of a Yokozuna. I'm hopeful he can keep it going.
I'm going to have to go with Takayasu. I admit I counted him out. I didn't think he was going to do too well, but he's been killing it.
My pick would be Good Day Ichinojo. When Ichinojo shows up, he kicks ass and nobody can move him.
I'm going to rag on you a little bit on that one. He has 2 wins.
And they were awesome.
I don't think that you could say even
Lightning
those
round,
2
keep it moving.
I'll go with Hokuto Fuji. Maegashira 9, he is 7-0. He's not really even been challenged too much down there. He's showing why he belongs in the upper ranks of the Maegashira. In contrast, Jake, who has disappointed you the most so far?
Bad Day Ichinojo.
I will give you that one. Although, real quick,
hold on here.
day 1 Ichinojo when he just threw Endo down to
Exactly.
Okay, that was good.
but it's not the most impressive thing that's happened.
Yeah, but I needed... The whole thing was for the joke. The good Ichinojo twin is awesome. The bad Ichinojo twin is terrible.
It's okay. I made you explain it. It's not funny anymore. I win.
You see, though, if I pick one for the first question and I pick the other for the second question, just interrupt me. Just keep going. Come on.
Yeah, Flair.
No, Flair's just waiting at this
No,
point.
I'm actually curious. Keep going. No, okay. So the person who's disappointed me the most, oh no show. What the heck? He's like, oh no show.
Oh no, show.
We got 2 no-show jokes, Ichi no-show and Oh no-show.
Yeah.
Matt, can you keep the joke rolling?
Iki oi?
Just saying it weird doesn't make it a joke, I guess. But
Oy, I fell and didn't win.
okay, half credit.
Thank you. No, Iki-oi going 0-7. Like, come on, man, you're better than this. It's like Yoshikaze in the last tournament. Like, you can do better.
He's at the top, but he should still get like
Right.
1, right?
At least make it look good.
Yeah, I've got to go with Hokuto Fuji here. He's 7-0. He's really raising my hopes that he's gonna get the Yusho here, and I know that they're just gonna be dashed away. So I'm disappointed that he's making me
You're
as happy as he is.
preemptively
Wow.
disappointed.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
All right, favorite match of the boss show so far, Flaric.
It has to be Kisano Sawa versus Takayama. It was a great match of where Kisano Sawa was trying to go in to get his left-hand grip, and Takayama was not having any of that. Like, his main strategy going into that match was keep that left hand away from the Mawashi. And he did a really good job for most of it, and it was just great to see the battle out of the Mawashi with that.
I would say Yoshikaze Chiyoshima. For the match itself wasn't to write home about, but the finish was amazing. Yoshikaze on the ropes got the perfect sumo lift and just threw
The belly-to-belly suplex.
Yeah, and just threw Chiyoshima into the stands.
For me, I've got to go with every single Hokuto Fuji match so far. No,
You are off.
no, I'm going with Mitake Yumi versus Taka Keisho earlier on day 7. That was a fantastic match where Taka Keisho just slapped the taste right out of Mitake Yumi's mouth a couple of times.
Those were some hard slaps.
Those
honestly
were
thought-
very audible slaps.
Yes.
Honestly, thought that another 1 or 2 of those would knock him out.
Yeah, no kidding. But Taka Keisho got Mitake Yumi up against the ropes. There's a part where you're like, dang it, Mitake Yumi's going out and maybe no Ozeki run. But then he just like ballerinas his way to the side and escorts Taka Keisho out of the ring. It's just a fantastic, exciting match.
Real quick, last note on that one. I think it was the only time I've seen in sumo someone using actual striking defense techniques.
Yeah.
Mitake Yumi was pushing against Taka Keisho, but there was also one time where he noticeably throws his left arm high to stop a slap. I thought it was pretty funny.
For me, I have to go with Day 5 Hakuho versus Taka Keisho. I love the Yokozuna. Props to them. You can't beat Hakuho's swagger and his ability to just decimate, even when it looks like he should lose. No, not today.
Yeah, he's the Yokozuna, and that
For
smile.
a reason.
He's kind of good at sumo.
No, he is good at sumo.
That's come up a few times.
Yeah, it has.
All right. And the most exciting potential matchup for me, I'm going to go with Hakuho versus Kakuryu because I think that'll probably be the last match on the last day, and I could easily see the tournament riding on that match. So just seeing the top 2 guys going at it on the last day for hopefully some very big stakes will be very exciting.
I'll go with Mitake Yumi versus Kisano Sato. We mentioned it earlier as that's one of the several matches that Mitake Yumi's Ozeki run is going to hinge on. And because I think Mitake Yumi's got a decent chance against Kisano Sato, that's the specific one I'm looking forward to.
I'm going to go with Kisano Sawa versus Hakuho. It's a matchup we have not seen for a very, very long time. And I think Kisano Sawa had the better of it the last couple of times. So I'll love to see whether or not how that's going to play out.
Likewise, I'm voting Kisano Sato versus Hakuho. I think if you're going to solidify your comeback as, yes, I am the dominant Yokozuna or a dominant Yokozuna, I need to dethrone the king. So I'm looking forward to that match.
All right, and I want to see if you guys are willing to put a little bit of stakes on the line with the final question of who is going to win it. We don't have to necessarily do it this way, but we have...
Ryan, we covered this problem before when I said, do you have a gambling
I
problem?
lied.
Why are
Of
you
course
doing
I
this?
do.
You only gamble with humiliation, not your money.
I'm willing to put a little bit of money on the line here. So we have 4 Rikshi that are currently 7-0. I'm proposing that we each put $5 on the line, tie our horse to one of the 7-0 Rikshi, or if you're feeling confident in one that isn't 7-0, and then the winner takes away $20.
Nah.
I'm good.
We're good, Ryan. Don't worry about it. Next time.
No,
It's okay.
Do you want to talk about this problem?
Yeah.
There's a hotline you
We
can
can-
call.
Yeah.
We're here for you. We're your friends.
I'm so disappointed in all of you right now. I'm supposed to enable my addictions.
Ryan, this is why we're here.
It makes things fun.
Yeah, I mean, it would be fun, but like, $5 is $5.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who's going to win?
I mean, I would be happy to do it, but I think ragging on you is much more fun
I
this way.
agree.
Oh, so we in for $5?
No. Kakaryu. Kakaryu's totally going to take this. Even though I have Kisuna Sato down from my Yusho pick, I'm going on the Kakaryu hype train. Fleric, you sold me.
Yeah.
A man, a few words.
You say that. I feel like I'm kind of going back and forth on a lot of different things.
Flair's heart is being torn in two.
This is bad.
It's kind of too hard between Goeido and Hakuho. I said my piece.
Whoa.
I said my piece of why I think Hakuho is just going to run away with it because he's just done it so many times. But I gotta commit Goeido.
All right, I guess I'll take the freebie. I'm going to go with Hakuho. I think that he is in good form for the first time in a while, and he's my bet of $0.
Yeah. And if we're not allowed to take the same person, I'm going to say Hokuto Fuji. Why not? He's 7-0. He's not going to be going up against the quality of people that the others are.
I'm sorry, can I interrupt you? I think we can pick the same people. Who do you think is going to win it?
If I had to not go with Hokuto Fuji, I would say Hakuho, but that's only after a day 15 playoff over Hokuto Fuji when they're both 15.
Were you going to pick Hokuto
Jeez.
Fuji when there was $5 on the line?
100%. See, you guys even would have had my free $5
That's
because
a
he's
good point.
probably not gonna. Whatever. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna make a couple of phone calls, check on a couple of scores of some college football games, and then we'll be back to wrap things
We'll be
up.
back with the third segment from gambling rehab.
Yeah.
That's a thing, right?
And Ryan sobbing.
Tochinoshi, and he's still crying like a baby over that little hanka I gave him in March? Well, maybe the injured hypocrite should look into his own past. On day 3 of Aki 2016, Tochinoshin used the hanka to barely get past Kisano Sato. What was I doing that Basho? Oh yeah, that's right. Knocking down all opponents put in front of me to win the Yusho. Huh, Yusho. Now, that's a word completely foreign to my other opponent, Takayasu. Takayasu has not only never won a Yusho, but he only has half the Jun Yusho that I do. Don't fall for the nonsense the hacks running against me are putting out there. They're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. You need to vote Goeido for Yokozuna, the man that can guarantee at least one 10-win Basho every year. Now that's impressive. Vote to make sumo great again. Vote for Goeido. All right, welcome back. We have a question that was asked of us on Twitter from @UndisputedDMG.
You sound so dismissive of Twitter.
Twitter,
Sorry,
place of tweets.
I'm still a little despondent about your guys' lack of enabling me.
Not all the ideas can be winners, Ryan.
I mean, it would have been a winner. I would have won $20, but whatever. @UndisputedDMG asks us, fans of a sport as a whole, like if you're just a fan of the sport, not necessarily a team, usually are fans of many different competitors, but typically have one never root against team or person when competing. Who is your never root against Rikshi?
For me, Takayasu, I think. I think he's just one of those guys that it's not always at the front. Like if you said, who's your favorite, I wouldn't immediately yell Takayasu, but I think probably him.
Let me put it in this situation. It is day 15. Tochinoshin is 7-7, and you have to put him up against the guy that you are otherwise saying is your never root against. are you rooting against Tochinoshin? Your guy already has Kachikoshi. Tochinoshin is 7-7.
Oh, by tomorrow, yeah,
Okay.
Takayasu will have it for sure.
Yeah.
He'll have his 8.
So you're still cheering for Takayasu over Tochinoshin?
I guess if we're putting it in that frame, I don't think I do have a never, ever, ever root against Rikishi, but Takayasu's probably the one that's closest to that.
Doesn't help that it's like 1A Takayasu, 1B Tochinoshin, probably.
Well, there's like 1A through like L for my favorites. I mean, I got a lot of them, but if we're like in a vacuum, probably Takayasu.
Okay. What about you, Mac?
I'm going with an up and come. I'm going Abi. I've really enjoyed his growth. I've loved seeing how he has adapted his styles of sumo. We even saw him doing a Watanage other than his traditional push and thrusting, which was great, which shows he is learning. So I will never count this guy out.
I too am going to go with Takayasu. I tried to discount him multiple times, but he keeps winning. So
Takayasu is the guy you will never root against? Like as a fan. Like I would assume that you would have been like a Kakuryu.
Maybe I'm misreading the question with this. I assume like someone who you you can't root against because he always has a chance to win.
Oh no, this is purely with the heart.
Basically,
yeah.
Who is your
Heart.
favorite Rikishi?
Oh,
I phrased it the way your Twitter follower did. But
okay.
Who's your favorite Rikishi?
Ryan should have phrased it this way. Let's have another segment where I can mention Hokuto Fuji.
Yes, pretty much.
I get what you're kind of
If that's
talking
how
about.
he asked it.
It's not my fault that we were asked this on Twitter.
I think I have to go with my Kakuryu. Yeah, he's just so good.
Yeah, and obviously for me, it's Hokuto Fuji. So.
Yeah, we've established that.
But we got that, Ryan, throughout this whole
He's doing
episode.
really well. I'm super excited. He could win.
Are you saying it could be his moment?
It could be his moment.
Ooh, just like Goeido's.
Goeido had his moment in the sun.
Gasp.
He's gonna have another one.
All right, I think it's about time we wrap this thing up. So if if you're always so happy when we end these episodes.
Well, it
By the
means that
time
I'm-
we get to the wrap up, I'm like, all right, we should wrap this up. You're like, oh, thank God.
Well, yeah, I mean, usually it gets me that much closer to you people being out of my house.
So if you enjoy this podcast that Jake thoroughly hates, you can give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast listening service.
You can find us on Twitter and Facebook, Grand Sumo Breakdown.
Check out our blog, grandsumobreakdown.wordpress.com.
If you have any questions, comments, or corrections, drop us a line at grandsumobreakdown@gmail.com or give us a call at 805-613-7866. That's 805-613-SUMO.
All right, and we will see you at the conclusion of this hopefully very exciting Basho. Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown.
Until next time.
Throw your salt high.
And keep moving forward.